So recently I participated in a off-road adventure class here in the Midwest. It's something similar to Rawhide or the BMW adventure class that they have, but it's situated here in the Midwest. And I can't tell you how awesome it is to finally have something here locally where you don't have to fly out somewhere or drive and haul your bike to or something like that. You know, if you've ever heard of Revzilla's Get On Adventure Fest, it's not quite like that, but it's closer to what Rawhide is really. It's a class with multiple different types of lessons that you can take. There's an on-road component, there's a bunch of off-road components. You get to ride on this kind of wooded farmland, single track. You also get obstacle courses where you can really test the capabilities of your own motorcycle, whether it's an adventure bike or a dual sport or an enduro or something like that. It's called MotoVenue. You can click the link below in the comment section and visit their website. It's pretty great. You can start signing up for schedules, I believe, soon. But the whole point of it is that we now have something local in the Midwest where it's within reach from Chicago, Wisconsin, Iowa, that sort of, just kind of like Minnesota, Indiana. You can, within hours, you can get there. It'll be situated in Black Hawk Farms racetrack at Rockford, Illinois. So check them out, go take a look. Now I did a full day preliminary kind of soft opening class. They have a professional coaching staff, they have ambulances, it's a full track experience. Only now there are some off-road components as well. They have all sorts of lessons, but if you do want to just come and ride, I believe they'll have that available as well. But primarily it's just so that you get to know your own motorcycle, what it's capable of. They give you helpful tips, how to make tight, slow turns off-road, avoiding obstacles, going over gravel, going over water obstacles, that sort of thing. It's everything you need to learn and know so that you can go out there and do your own back road, discover routes, basically. As I said, I did a full day. Part of it was off-road, part of it was on track. So here are the highlights of that day. Now you may notice that I am not on any of my own bikes. I borrowed a small Honda dirt bike from a friend because my bike, the Triumph Tiger Sport 660, is really not made for off-road riding. It is primarily a sport touring bike. There are certainly plenty of aftermarket parts that you can put on that particular motorcycle and make it adventure-esque. I call this adventure-fying my Triumph Tiger Sport 660. Now I'm going to do a quick walk around and show you the parts that I did put on and also talk about some of the things that I may be doing later on. And if you're curious about those particular parts, I will be releasing installation videos on those as well, so you can see how hard it is or how easy it is to install them. Let's do a little walk around the bike and I'll show you exactly what I did to kind of adventure-fy the Triumph Tiger Sport 660. So there are about 4 or 5 primary things that I did. They're all very easy to do for the most part, fairly inexpensive. I'm not gonna really talk about pricing because I don't really remember, but maybe a little bit. Okay, so let's start with the easiest thing. Obviously, replacing these brake and clutch levers that are adjustable. These are cheap Chinese ones from eBay because the ones that are official are very expensive, and I bought a set of them, which I can show you right now, from eBay, from somebody that claimed that they were made specifically for the Tiger, and they didn't fit. Actually, they fit fine, but the little button that turns on the brake light, the levers didn't reach, so the brake light didn't activate, which is kind of an important thing. Anywho, you can buy these 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks on eBay. They fit just fine. They're nice and beefy, sturdy, made of aluminum, work great. I haven't had any issues with them yet. Now, they're not, you don't really need these for adventure-fying your bike, but it's nice to have these little shorties that you can activate with your 2 fingers when in need. Second quick thing that you really would need for an adventure bike are sturdy pegs that have a little bit of more real estate on them. The pegs that come with the Triumph Tiger Sport 660, they're kind of like road-based, very narrow, metal. You would slip off of them if you were riding off-road. So I bought these SW Moteg pegs right here. They're kind of universal pegs, and they're nice and beefy. The rubber comes off, and then you have the teeth, and you should be able to balance yourself off-road on this bike fairly okay. They're comfortable. The rubber soaks up the vibrations. All in all, a good thing to upgrade are these pegs. The skid plate, also SW Motec. They seem to have the most accessories for this particular bike. SW Motec, well-known company, pretty great components. I don't have anything bad to say about them. So here's the skid plate. It's more of a spoiler, a lower spoiler, but it does protect the front pipes and part of the bottom area as well. Good to have as a bash plate if you're going off-road to protect the underneath components of the motorcycle. Now, the hardest accessory to install for me were these crash bars, also from SW Motec. The reason being, and I'll explain more on why in the actual instructional video that I will release later. The reason why is because it's mounted on 2 points, 2 bolts that are connected to the engine, and you have to be able to reach inside and hold on to the nut as you are unbolting the bolts. It's kind of a very confined, tight space, so you need some kind of an extension to hold the nut, basically. Just be aware of that. However, now that I have them installed properly, they look great. They're very sturdy, you can see. And what I love the most about them is how minimalist they are. They're not taking up the entire area. They're not super heavy. They're just minimalist. They extend out of the bodywork right here, and you can see how far out they are. You see that? Yeah, just the only thing that's sticking out is, of course, this, but whatever. And you can see they will, for the most part, protect your precious degree of difficulty of installation, though, is something to be aware of. The final piece is not necessary for adventure riding, of course, or off-road riding, but if you are doing long-term, long-distance, multiple-day, multiple-mile traveling on your Triumph Tiger Sport 660, I do recommend getting the hard cases that are made specifically for this bike. They do have 2 contact points built into the bike for these particular cases. The only problem is they're very expensive. They're kind of like $700 basically, brand new. I was fortunate enough to find a cheaper used set. They were a little scratched up, and the key was, not my key, obviously, because they're lockable. So I had to replace the key, and the video for that you can see right there, how to do that. Fairly easy to do. They're pretty great. Let me open them up for you so you can see how well they look. And you can see I've got storage components, massive. You probably fit a helmet in there from what I understand. It's got straps holding everything in there. Lockable, and you can take them off and carry them into the hotel if you need to, or wherever you're staying, or just leave them on the bike because they are weatherproof. For shorter riders, you're going to be tippy-toeing this thing, which is okay. It's not a problem. However, just to be more secure, especially off-road, I did get the lower seat that is available for this bike. It kind of lowers it by an inch or so. It's not as comfortable because some of the padding is gone. Only time will tell. We'll see. So it does make the bike a little bit shorter. You are a little bit more steady at stops. So only time will tell if it's really worth the money. It's like $200. So riding season's pretty much over. But the final thing I'll be doing is replacing the tires. These are road-based tires. I'll probably want something a little bit more dual sporty. What is it? Pirelli Scorpions, something like that. Something with a little bit of a knobby pattern that will allow me to ride off-road. At least some of the less technical parts. That's Adventure-fying the Triumph Tiger Sport 660. Comment down below, let me know if you guys are going to be doing something similar with your bikes. It doesn't have to be this particular model. Don't forget to check out MotoVenue, especially if you live in the Midwest somewhere and you want to explore adventure riding and learn a little bit more about how to ride off-road, or just kind of get to know your bike a little bit better. If you have a GS or a Triumph Tiger, KTM, whatever, even a dual sport, it'll be perfect fit. Go check out their website. Classes are going to fly real fast in 2024. Book your weekend if you can. Until next time, guys, ride safe.